It's like the ultimate curse, okay? Because if I don't put my glasses right in the same spot every night, I'm dead if I have to get up in the middle of the night, because I can't find it. Okay, but if I lost my vision, I don't know what I would do, because I rely on it so much for what I do and the things it helps me accomplish. So this is a need. My vision is a need. I suppose there are people that have occupations maybe that don't need their eyesight. Or I have a friend, his name is Tom, he was born blind. He's learned how to live without his eyesight. And Tom's a singer, and people used to come up to him and say, "I thought your concert was really good!" And he'd say, "Lady, I'm blind, not deaf, thanks." It's hard for you and I, particularly as Americans, to come to a place where we admit that we are needy people. Every one of us is needy. With all this stuff that we have and all the bells and whistles in life, it's hard for you and I to admit that we really are needy people. The part that's wild is that in the midst of all this stuff that's going around, all the stuff that we have, all the things for attention, all the things for entertainment, that people, marriages are still falling apart. Substance abuse is still on the rise. Suicides are still happening. You've got all this stuff to make us feel fulfilled, but the truth is we aren't fulfilled, because those things are almost always based on what we want, not what we need. There are so many people today being treated for depression and loneliness. So many people. And if you'll talk to Claudia, who's our staff counselor, she'll tell you this is a big deal in America. We've got people that are taking medication, we have people that are in therapy, we have people that are in counseling for depression and loneliness. You say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, what doesn't make any sense to me is, with all the ways we have now to stay connected to people, and yet people still feel alone. Okay? Yesterday, I noticed this. Yesterday, my daughter was on her cell phone, and she was talking to a friend of hers in the car. How many of you remember the days that if you wanted to talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend, you had to go to the kitchen because it was the only phone with the long cord that you could pull into the laundry room and close the door and have some privacy? Remember those days? Right? And if you were lucky, you had two phones, right? And one of them was like in the, the laundry room, somewhere where you could have some privacy. Or then it was a big deal to have a phone in your bedroom. Remember those? Oh, that was such a big deal. But even then, you could only go so far, and then the cord would only go so far. So for Christmas, your parents loved you and bought you the 24-foot curly thing that you could drag all over the house. And then they came out with cordless phones. Oh, that was great, but don't go to the porch because it only works 40 feet. Remember that? But we thought that was the greatest thing in the world. We got all these ways to stay connected. My daughter's on the phone in my car, and what hit me was that never happened when I was a child. And what's interesting is I'm being forced to participate in her conversation whether I want to or not. Okay? Because now, remember the days when you could actually get away and nobody bother you? I used to be able to go fishing or golfing. It was quiet time. Now the phone rings off in my golf bag. Because I got to hurry over there and see what it is. Because I'm important. It might be something important. And we live with this idea that people can't live for 2 hours without getting a hold of us. Remember the day you had to leave a message on a machine? And you'd come in and it was a big deal if you came in and the light was going, bleep, 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 like somebody wanted. You were so excited. You were so excited. And you had to record it over and over and over again and place the tape, Those days are over. We got all these ways to keep in touch. Guess what? This week, I picked up 14 new friends on Facebook. I've never met half these people. They're not my friends. But wouldn't it be weird if they called it, how would you like to have an acquaintance with someone you've never met? Hey, no, nobody would want that. And so what do we have? We have buddy lists and friends lists. But the truth is, we're relationship poor. Listen to me. We're acquaintance rich. We know lots of people know of lots of people. But very few people really know us. Really know us. Hey, have you met my boyfriend? No, where's he live? New York? How long have you been going out? Oh, 3 years. Really? Yeah, I'm going to meet him for the first... No. What? But that's the way that the culture's gone. Is that we think that this guy that's over in Africa who's promising to send you $13 million if you'll just give him your bank account number, that he really likes you. Okay? He doesn't even know you. He got your email address off of some spam list somewhere. And he's just looking for one person that will email him the information. be happy to take your money. Okay, my point is, we know about a lot of people, but very few people know us. And the truth is, we know very few people intimately. Even though we have all these ways to be connected, we're still very lonely people. We're ashamed to admit it, even as Christian people. We're ashamed to admit that we have needs, because we've been taught in the church that it's not okay to be needy. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's okay to be human, and humans have needs. It's not okay to pretend you don't have needs in this church, because we all have needs. And if you're the one person here who doesn't have needs, please stand up and we'll just watch you fly off into space, because you are super. Because we all have needs. But I got God. Shouldn't that be enough? I got all this stuff. Shouldn't that be enough? I got a great husband. I got a great wife. I got great kids. I got a great job. I got a house. I got a dog. I got a cat. Shouldn't that be enough? And the answer is no. Because there's more to life than our stuff. There's more to life than our careers. And there's even more to life than the relationship that we have with God. Because we need to connect people to people, and people need to be connected to God. What is the first crisis in the Bible? Cain kills Abel, right? No. Here you got Adam in the first couple of chapters, after he shows up. He's walking around, and he's in paradise. Everything's perfect. The water's clean, the animals all do what they're supposed to do, and he's hanging out with God. God is, he's the man, right? I mean, Adam, the Bible says, talked to God. This would be very cool, true? You know, wouldn't it be cool? You have a new friend on Facebook, it's God, that would be really cool. Okay? But it doesn't work like that. He's got the perfect environment, he's got the perfect job. Just take care of the garden, dude, but don't touch that. Okay, no problem. But what happens? It says in the Bible that the Lord said, this isn't good, Adam's alone. The first crisis was not Cain and Abel. And I want you to understand this. This means it's not perfect. It's not good. And there's no sin yet. I want you to hear this. There's no sin yet. Adam and Eve haven't messed up. But God looks at Adam and says, oh man, he's lonely. That's not good. So this notion that Eden was perfect, yeah, the garden was. But Adam wasn't complete. He wasn't complete. And so God did what? Made for him a helpmate. Made him a partner. Somebody to complete him. So it's not good for man to be alone. God declared at this point that there's more to life than just a relationship with him. And this is the TV preacher answer to everything. Oh, just pray to Jesus. Everything will be fine. Woo! Oh, if you'll just do this. Oh, you and God. No. We need each other. We need each other. And you need people in your life, whether they're your children, your friends, people that you're hanging out with, or your spouse. You need people to be intimate with, to be connected to, and somebody that you can really share who you are, and they can share who they are. More than all that, Adam's deepest needs were more than all the stuff that he had, did, owned, more than all the bells and whistles. Adam had some very deep needs, and only those needs can only be met through Eve. So my question to you is, maybe what you need is acceptance or approval. Maybe what you're looking for is attention. But we all have needs. So what's yours? Because those things start when you're a little tiny baby. They'll start when you're very small. For example, would you and I consider to be selfish to need attention? Will we say to our kids, why do you always have to be the center of attention? Why can't you just sit down and be quiet? Children are to be seen, not heard. How many of us heard that? We heard that growing up, didn't we? Do you remember sitting at the dinner table with your parents and another family, and you weren't allowed to speak the whole time? And if you started to say something, you got the look? Remember that? Oh, that happened to me all the time. And if you did speak, you had to raise your hand first. You know? And some of us need to be the center of attention. And it's based on our personality again. Some of us need to be in control. Some of us need to be accepted. Some of us need to be approved. Those are things that we start looking for when we're children. And those don't go away just become when we're adults. Here's the thing. Nobody teaches a baby how to cry. They just cry. Why do they do it? Because it's annoying. And if it's annoying enough, they'll get what they want.